So, have we gone live? I don't think so. Oh. I don't understand. Um. What's going on? We seem to be a bit all over the place. I'm so say live, but am I? I can't go live because it already says I'm live. We're going live. But I can't stop this one. Am I? Oh. Hello. I don't understand what's happening. We seem to have a bit of a glitch with the internet today. More than a bit. Thank you for saying I'm live. Because I have an icon that says go live, which I clicked and now it's still there, and so it's not actually saying that I'm actually live. And there's no option for me to actually stop. So welcome to today's show. Nomsa seems to be having a lot of difficulty getting on. And interesting, the topic today is how to become more visible. And it seems like they're struggling to be visible here. So how do you become more visible? What are we talking about? You know, how can your business become more visible? How you as a person become more visible? Possibly. Where do we go? Where do we go? So I'm Carol Ann, and I'm a writing facilitator. What I do is I help support women to become more productive with their writing. And by unlocking the writer within, helping to connect them with their deeper innate ability to write. But more importantly, they experience a free-flowing writing. They experience getting things out of the way, out of their vision that are not meant to be there, so they can write clearly, freely, and get their book written. And it's in writing your book and your story and getting that out there is what helps you to become more visible. Because in your business, it's about sharing your story. It's opening up about who you are, what have you been through, being more vulnerable. And what other ways can you become visible? How many of you feel that you're invisible to your market? The thing is, I don't even have a timer on here. I'm amazed at how you say I'm actually live, but there's no timer. The usual things aren't here. Interesting. So I think I'm gonna stop this for a moment if I can, and then we'll come back and start again. So we'll see. Again, it's about going visible, become visible. Let's see what happens. So I'm going to okay, hang on a second. We can be quiet. And we can have a bit of quiet. It isn't showing. Okay. So it's about messaging, it's about being in communication, what you're not sharing. Sometimes we can just be a little bit quiet for a while. It's okay. And we get some feedback, and then we can move forward again. So, Namsa says she keeps getting chucked out. So, do you have this where you're wanting to become more visible, but something keeps stopping you? Seems to be that barrier. That's a great question. What am I not sharing about my teeth? My teeth are, these are the gums and the bone are just letting them go, and they seem to be falling and dropping out. So never used to be like this. It's happened over time, and it is what it is. It's how it is. These two just seem to be dropping down. So, your fascination with my teeth, Raphael? Does that answer your question? Because one time I wouldn't smile much. It's like, okay, they are what they are. And sometimes you just have to accept where it's at and be with it. Okay. So, Noms is checking about whether we're online, but whether we're live or not. Let's show up where your audience is. That's something you can do. Where is your audience? Where is your target market? Where are they hanging out? Are you perhaps somewhere that they're not? Do you actually know who your target market is? And do you know, have you really looked into them? Have you got clear on who they are? So, what's your business? Who is it that you say you're wanting to help? What is their pain point of what they are going through? And at the moment, getting online, Noms are coming in to join me here today. He's like, where is she? Going solo. And the wind just gusting outside. It's really, I've not seen gusts like this. And there have been things blowing down the road. So maybe if you're in a business, are you hidden? Do you find yourself not being picked for projects? Do you sort of sit back and listen? You don't say anything. You know? How could you be more visible? Sit up. Yes, listen, but have something ready to say. Maybe be a bit more informed about what the meeting is about. Look into it, do a bit more research, and be ready to speak up and put yourself forward. Because if people don't know you or don't hear you, they're not going to pick you. So let's sit up. Let's put ourselves forward. Let's put ourselves out there and say, yes, I can do this. I can make some suggestions. And Namsa has joined us. Hello. Hi, Namsa. You're here, but you're glitching again. I can't hear you if you're saying anything. So again, it's about speaking up, and interesting, that's what I was just talking about. Showing up, speaking up. And you've shown up, and I need you to speak up now. So, and again, this is the same in your business. I hear some sounds. Is there just little sounds of you? Hello. You're very... I can hear bits of you. You're just glitching.
Yes.
And again, this is what's happening, possibly. Can
you hear me?
Keep going. Getting clearer. Getting clearer. Is it this weather that's causing problems? Let's shift energy. Shift. And let's keep going forward. Because visibility is actually credibility. If they don't know who you are, they're not going to choose you. And that, again, it's not just if you're in a place of work, it's if you have got your own business. You can be working away at home, doing, making all these projects, all these programs. But if nobody knows about you, if nobody knows what you've trained in and what you can offer, they're not going to pick you. And off you disappear again, and Nomsa's gone again. So you come in and you go out and just get lost. So people don't get to know you. So where are you not showing up consistently and allowing people to get to know you? I know I've been guilty of that online. I do sort of show up in a lot of personal development events. I've been around a lot in helping to crew and assist in a lot of courses and programs, and networked a lot over the years. But then, of course, COVID hit, lockdown hit, and it's not the same. It's not the same. So now I've had to get online more. And yes, a lot more speaking opportunities have arisen. And so there's podcasts, there's TV shows you can get online, which again then raises your profile, which raises your visibility. But you need to then work with that, because you also need to link to those shows, to those podcasts where you're speaking. Link it within your profile, put a link there, send people there, go and have a look, or take little bits from it and just show the little bit of recording, create a post, and help people to get to know you and what it is that you are talking about, what you're standing for. And Noms is in and out. So again, is your visibility in and out, in and out? And how can you be more consistent? Well, good internet connection really helps. And I know I had to do that not last year, it was I think the year before, when I found that my internet was glitching, it wasn't stable in Zoom meetings, I kept being chucked out. So what I had to do was I got 3 boosters for the whole house, and that has made it much more stable. So how can you get more stable internet? Because if you keep being thrown out, then that's not helping either. So what's your unique offering? How could you highlight what your unique offering is? What's your core competency? What is it that you are offering people? What's the benefit of what you're doing? And how can you demonstrate that? Because you can talk about it. But are people going to be able to hear you? So there's other ways of demonstrating it. Do little mini videos, but also interview people on your profile. Maybe do your own podcast. Interview people. Ask people for testimonials, because they can share their experience. And I know that actually for me, doing a five-day free writing challenge this week, people that have gone on the challenge have got to know me in a different way. Some of their responses have been, gosh, I didn't know that this is what you did, and wow, I'm really finding some difference with my writing. So they've started to get to know me and the way I work just through this free challenge. So how could you do something that's simple, that's maybe free, that helps people to get to know you and potentially what what they can experience and how things can improve for them? Because the shifts that these people have had with their writing, with their ideas, has been quite profound. That freedom, that flowing freedom of writing, knowing more in depth who their target audience is, shifting their perspective, feeling more connected with their target audience. All these little things have just come up as they've been working through each of the activities every day. So, but when I started this challenge last year, I ran it 4 times. I wasn't sharing it with people. Share it with a few people, so I had a few on the first time, then I had a few more the next time. But I've been sharing it more and more, and it's about talking to people, not just sending out emails. Yes, you can send out emails, but actually talking to people, having a conversation with them, and then letting them know that what you've done, and I've just been sharing it in conversation. And people said, oh, I'm interested in that. And this time, I've had way more people sign up. I had double the amount that I had sign up last time. And so each time, there's been a few more and a few more. And I said this time it's double the amount last time. So people are starting to get to hear about it. And then what you want is other people to start sharing. So whose groups can you perhaps go in and share something with? Maybe some training. Just do some tips. Going in and maybe just listening, reading what are people saying, answering some of the comments, So you're just popping up and you're showing up. Add some value in there. Add some tips, add some little comments. And then maybe make a request of the group owner, the one who runs the group. Perhaps could you do some training in there? Just do something free, but maybe there could be something that you could sell on the back of that. Who knows? But it's about just showing up, getting to know people, them getting to know you. And when you're doing your posts, it's also knowing what strategic keywords you need to use. So this is where knowing your target audience, what's their pain, what are they looking for, what are the solutions that they want. Then you can find the keywords. What are they typing in? What are they searching for? And then use those keywords as part of your posts. But also post over all platforms. So you post over all platforms. Platforms where your target audience is. But your message needs to be clear over all the platforms that you're possibly on. All the platforms that you use. Have the same logo, the same picture. So there's some consistent message going out. And one of the key things that is looked for is a website. And that's something that is my next thing to work on. Because yes, I'm on Facebook, I'm on LinkedIn, just started an Instagram again. I started getting to know that. I'm on Pinterest, but I don't really use that. So, and I do have a Facebook group as well. But, hi. How are you doing? Nice to see you. What an interesting way for you to show up, Nomsa. I love it. So, one of the things that... Oh, no. Nomsa's saying she's not allowed. Well, really, she's not allowed on. How bizarre. So what are we going to do? Just carry on, or carry on till 2 o'clock, perhaps, or would you like to let's shut this down and start again? Where are you at, Nomsa? Or would you like to share something around this topic? Sorry, you said don't, because then you automatically do it. Oh gosh. Oh, the signal, yeah. But I think the key thing is here. I'll go back to what I was saying about my website. I need to get a website because that's the first thing that people actually go for. They want to look up and see about you, find out about you, and then look at what other social media platforms you're on. So, what was I going to say? Oh, gosh, your mind goes, you go all over the place. So, Nomsa, this topic that we're talking about, what would you like to add in? You're making me laugh too. It's like, okay, I wish you're here because it's like having somebody with you to talk with. It makes a difference. So, yeah, I now lost my train of thought. So I'll find it again. Where was I at? And it's okay to have a quiet moment. But you need to come back and be consistent. You need to keep showing up and keep showing up. And if you have those quiet moments, it's okay. But long pauses, I know I have had several. Generally, I'm very long pauses. and people forget about you because it's whoever's showing up are the ones that catch their eye. So really you need to be on there. And how can you? A strong network, word of mouth, yes. And how can you get word of mouth? Because if people don't know about you, so it's making sure that you've interacted with somebody, someone who you've worked with. Ask them to share with their audience, with their group. And yes, word of mouth that way is perfect, because there's nothing better than word of mouth. So who can you associate with that's actually in your industry, in your niche? Someone who is perhaps is very well looked at, well thought after, and has got a lot of following, is a leader within that niche. How can you get associated with them in some way? Get to know them. Be around that group. And it's not a case of doing it because that's what you want. Is you want to boost your own visibility. Be interested in what they're doing. How can you support them? And what do they do that can give you some ideas? How can you grow from that? By providing outstanding service so your clients can talk about your business. Spot on, Nomsa. Yes. Google my business. What do you mean by Google my business? You're telling people to Google your business, or? I'm not quite clear on what you mean by that. Yes, ask your clients for reviews. And that's where LinkedIn is great, because you can get reviews on their testimonials on LinkedIn. Certainly, yes, attend business events, and online or in person. But again, you attend the event, and is it about sitting back and watching everyone else? Or is it about creating that energy of I'm here, listening, I'm being drawn, and just talking, sharing ideas? It's not sharing, or I do this and I do that. It's about getting to know the other people and creating a relationship with them. But I see. Set up Google My Business. I'm with you. So you've got one, have you, Nomsa? That's something that I need to do. Thank you. I need to set up a Google My Business. I don't have that. I'll look into that. So anybody else out there who hasn't got a Google My Business, because I'm assuming that's what Nomsa's talking about. There's so many things out there. Yeah. What else have we got? How else can you? So, creating value with your posts, to start with. Provide educational posts, value, free content, just odd tips. Cool. Thank you, Nomsa. That would be great. And it's about having teamship. It's about having people that they can support you and who know something they can go, oh yes, I can support you with that. So like Nomsa's offered to set up a Google My Business for me. Yes, thank you. It's sharing ideas. It's working together. It's collaboration. Who can you collaborate with and work together with? Because it's not about doing it on your own. Being on your own is very lonely. And when you can partner up with somebody You can bounce ideas off. You can have a laugh when things get a bit tricky and you're tempted to do something. But the main thing is, when you've got somebody who is determined as yourself to keep going, and as you can see, Nomsa and I are both as determined. We are here, we are live, we're being visible. You can see me, you can hear me. Nomsa is here, she's in the chat, because even though she kept getting kicked out, she's still here. She hasn't gone, oh, well, never mind, and walked away. Please keep showing up. And that was a talk we did a few weeks ago about how can you show up more in your life and in your business. So it's all very interlinked. You need to link the Google map also where you are to your website and speaking. Okay. It's just an adventure. And if you're not comfortable with being more visible or even being visible, which is something that I've found I've been really happy to hide. I get moments where I just go, oh, I want to go to sleep, pull the duvet over, sit and watch the telly. Because it's almost like it's too much effort to keep up communicating and being out there. And so I've done a lot of inner work, and I'm still doing inner work to become more visible, to be out there more consistently, instead of doing it a little bit and then go and hiding. Do a bit more, go and hide. Let's keep going. But again, keep doing the inner work. And if you find that doing that inner work is hard work and you struggle with that, you're not sure how to deal with it, oh, cool. Just reach out, because we're here. Anyone of us speakers here, coaches, I'm a writing facilitator, but I also do use my other tools within that. And I maintain that actually it's about personal discovery. There's healing that happens through writing. So it's not just about writing. It's about clearing and healing in you. It's about working through those blocks, working with the inner child who's still maybe got some trauma to overcome, some limiting beliefs that happened that hold you back. Because in any moment, it's generally not the you now that is holding things up. Because the you now has got resources. You know better. You know more. It's that younger you who actually runs the show and has that strong hold on you. You need to talk with that younger you. And that's more often than not where I go to. Speak with the younger you, the inner child, and the same with myself as well. It's exactly what I do. So that I can show up more. I can do more posting. And email marketing. That's something else that I now want to do more of. Write a newsletter. But you need to be consistent with how often you do it. If you're going to be somebody that does it once a week, do it once a week. If you're going to be someone that's going to do it every day, do it every day. Because then your audience gets to know you. And it's whatever suits you, but you need to be consistent. And keep bringing people up to date with where you're at. What offers have you got? What tips, what suggestions? And also, maybe there's someone else that you've collaborated with. You do a joint venture. You can share links to whatever they're doing. There's guest posting. Yeah, we do tend to ignore our younger self, definitely, and very much at our peril, I'd say. As I said, responding to comments, appearing on a podcast, TV shows. Is it about having a website? Publications. Where could you be writing articles? Where could you be writing something that is published? I've already mentioned getting your book published, getting your story published. That's a key thing that you could do. But also there are other publications. There are magazines, there are online magazines. Where could you be published? Ones that are in your market, in your niche. Ones that stand out and that would be worth you actually, putting an article in there, because that gives you bigger visibility, and who knows where that can lead to. Recognizing other people's accomplishments. It's not all about your own. It's always about acknowledge other people's accomplishments. What have they done well? Give them some credit. Acknowledge it. Because that gets remembered. You think about if somebody has actually taken the time to look at something you've done and say to you how much they like what you did, or how great it was, or what they got from it, and acknowledged you for it. How did that make you feel? Did you then tend to feel more connected to that person? Did you tend to remember that person more? And I remember, a few years ago, I'm actually trained as a journey practitioner with Brandon Bays, and I was supporting at one of the journey intensives. It was a few years ago now, and probably about 3-4 years ago, and there was a lady came up who was also a practitioner I hadn't seen in the longest while, and she came up to me and she said, thank you, you saved my life. You shared brain gym activities with me, and I used them with my daughter. The difference that it made saved our life. It changed things around. And it's like, wow, I had no idea. All I did was share something with her. Just some brain gym activities. The brain gym is part of educational kinesiology, which is about drawing out learning through movement, re-educating the body to move in a more efficient way. And the brain gym activities help you to just take away stress, help to look at things in a different perspective, and free up movement. But I just shared something with this lady many years before, and I hadn't seen her again, and I just met up again at this training where I was supporting as a trainer, and she was as well. And you just never know the impact that you might have on somebody just by sharing one tip, one piece of information that you've got that supports them and the journey they're on. And that lady remembered me. Who do you remember who's done something like that for you? I remember people over the years that have done that. They've just given a bit of that time to support me in that moment, shared something with me that has made an impact for me, helped me move forward. So again, it just creating those relationships, listening to other people, sharing. And so that's something that I'm committing to doing, is sharing much more about what I do. And yeah, you've learnt bits, haven't you, Noms? You learnt some of the brain gym activities, but actually there is much more to brain gym. We have our balance processes, and we look at the body movement. So, and we look at our sort of three-dimensionalness. We're three-dimensional beings. You know, we don't just move in one plane. We've got 3 planes. We've got move sideways. I can move forwards and backwards. I can move up and down. There's 3 planes there of movement. Have you ever thought about that? So, where am I at? Oh yes, celebrate. Once you've acknowledged, celebrate. Acknowledge your own success and celebrate, but acknowledge other people's and celebrate. That's really important. I had some. Oh, I love this one I saw by Anderson Cooper. It's a quote. The tide of history only advances when people make themselves fully visible. The tide of history only advances when people make themselves more visible. I was intrigued by that quote. The tide of history, so that moving forward. If you didn't know about people, if you hadn't known about the successes that they'd had or what they'd done, you'd have nothing to see how we've progressed, how we've moved forward through history. If everything had been kept silent and quiet, you'd have no idea how far we've come and the progress that we've made. So how can you be part of that showing up in progress? This other one is beautiful. One article creates visibility, which in turn puts you in front of other journalists, creating the possibility of more articles and more visibility. The more you show up, the more you're seen, the more possibilities there are and opportunities for you to show up even more. And, you know, if you do feel yourself going, oh, this is just too much. It's a limiting belief there. Work with that limiting belief. What actually is too much? Where has that energy drain gone? What suddenly happened? What's caused the energy drain? Work with that limiting belief. Revitalize yourself, re-energize yourself, and keep moving forward. It does happen, but it's recognizing it and doing something about it. And that's where I keep going. Because the other day, was it Wednesday? I found myself in the morning in quite a slump. My laptop was going really, really slow. I mean, slow. It was getting so frustrating. I had things I wanted to get done and I couldn't. And so in the end, I just thought, okay, I could feel my energy just dipping. My thoughts were not being very productive or positive. And I just felt very, very tired. And I had set myself a task. I would go out for a walk. And time was going by and I didn't get it done. And as I felt even more depressed and low and tired. And then realising the place I wanted to go to, which was the local library, shut between 1 and 2. It's like, oh, well, I can't go there anyway. Great excuse, but it didn't help me. So what I did, I ended up, reset my laptop because it had some updates to install, which had been waiting. So sometimes when there's updates, waiting, it can go a bit slow. So I thought, right, let's do that. Set that in motion. I went and sat, watched telly for an hour and just relaxed. Let myself have that time. Came back. Laptop was up and running again. And I then thought, well, I haven't got time to go out because I had something else to do. I spent the next hour literally a landing page that I've been wanting to create, and I'd started on Monday with some support with somebody else. And normally I will go, oh, I can't do this. I need that person still with me. But something had changed. I just went, oh, let me try this, let me try that, let me try that. And I found myself putting it all together. All the bits that I still needed to do with it. It started to come together. My energy started lifting and I was like, oh my goodness, I'm doing this. And then I had a call. And I was really positive on that call, and that took me even further with that call. So, and then after that, I just have continued with it, and I've managed to get that landing page complete today, and it's now published. And it's about my in-person writing retreat, which is happening in May in Pembrokeshire. And it's so we can get together and really get stuck in and immerse yourself in the writing process and get your story written, get your book written, but really go into the emotional aspects of the writing that very often you withdraw from, so that you can write from that emotional place. And being able to write from there, that's what connects with your reader and really grabs your reader in and keeps them reading. And then it's your potential client as well. So, yes, I'm excited. It's a retreat that's been put off since 2020. I first booked the date. It's got rescheduled 3 times, and it's happening this May. So it's full accommodation. It's just for a small number of people that I can work with you, and you've got time to write, time to reflect. There's the sea, beautiful view of the sea, and beautiful venue. And you've got the time to write. You've also got me facilitating my activities so you can deepen in your writing and write in a way that maybe you've never written before, that might just surprise you. As one person, there's a testimonial on the landing page that somebody there has written. That was just after being at one of my 3-hour writing workshops. She did 2 of my 3-hour writing workshops. Stuff shifted. So, exciting times. So yes, I was able to do that. My energy came back up again, and I'm back in flow again. So we do have these dips and moving up. And so it's about creating, and this time I've actually sent the link to a couple of people to have a look at, and I'm going to ask a few others just to have a look at it and check it. Normally I wouldn't even do that. I'd still hang on to it. I'd create something like a landing page and I wouldn't even share it. It's like, how crazy is that? I mean, not that I've created, well, actually I have a free free downloadable report for people, and I don't share it. Someone reminded me the other day, well, don't you have a lead magnet that you could share? Gosh, yes, I have. Why am I not sharing it? So maybe you have a lead magnet that you've got, something very simple that you could share with people. What is it that you've already got that you are not using, that you've set up? Bring it all together. Use it. So, nice, thank you. What else have we got? Cultivate visibility because attention is currency. Okay, Namsa, I'll share it with you. Cool. I'll share, definitely. But cultivate visibility because attention is currency. What a great thought. It's currency. The more visible you are, the more people get to know you, the more likely you are to get clients. So, visibility. You've got to find a way to make people know you're there. That's all it is about. It's all the different ways of helping people to know you're there. Because how often are you sort of sitting and watching other people get all these clients and going, but I can do that. I'm here. Why aren't you seeing me? Well, if you're not out there, of course they can't see you. It's no good sitting behind this veil of non-communication, non-sharing, wondering why they're not seeing you. How many of us are playing that game? How many of you are playing that game? I played it for a pretty long time. I've now woken up to it. Time to wake up. Time to shine. Time to share your story. Time to be visible. And I think for some of us, light workers, maybe there's that fear of being visible. The time is now. It's safe. It's safe to show up, speak out, share your story, and shine, and do the work you're meant to be doing, what you've come to do. Make that difference in the world that you've come to make. This is the time right now. Right now. And how does that make you feel when you think of that? Do you feel like scuttling away again? Or are you ready to go, okay, just notice, breathe into it, and bring yourself forward and go, right, okay, I hear you. I hear you, Caroline. I hear you. Can you hear me? Can you hear the calling that's in your heart to be out there? Be more visible. Visibility, yes, and that visibility which makes us the most vulnerable is that which also is the source of our greatest strength. Visibility which makes us the most vulnerable is that which also is the source of our greatest strength. So which visibility actually makes you more vulnerable? And then what strength can you get from that? It's an interesting thought. So, is there anything else that Hank's answer? Yes, it definitely is. Time is now. And I'm also aware that there is an opportunity coming up. There's a joint venture that I'm doing with somebody called Keith Blakemore Noble, and we're putting an opportunity for people to write their own chapter within a book, and the name of the book is Time to Shine, and it's part of his series that it'll be the 5th book in a really successful series. Keith's already done 4, and he and I have partnered up to do this 5th one, and so we're starting to look at that. So it is the time to shine, and so maybe there's opportunity there. I'm going to be putting out a link to it, just putting out a questionnaire shortly about it, just to get some feedback, but and then we'll be putting out the opportunity for people to join us. So maybe that's something worth thinking about. Could you write a chapter for a book? You don't need to write a whole book, just write a chapter. Get some support along as well to write it, and it would be published for you. Hey, be edited, published. And all you've got to do is write the chapter. That's a way of becoming more visible. And it's something that helped me on my journey of becoming an author and becoming published, something I thought I was not capable of doing. But I found Donna Kozik, lady in America. She was doing the community book projects, and she, I think, not long started those up. And I had an opportunity to just write a small piece within that. And since then I'm in now, I think, 5 or 6 of her community book projects, and I've got about 9 pieces in those books. I'm out there. I'm a published author. It's like, ha ha, who thought? A few years ago, I certainly wouldn't have thought it. So you just never know. You never know where life's going to take you. It's just taking those opportunities. Visibility is an important step on the ladder of success. To stand out as an individual. To stand out and shine in your own way. And make that difference that you've come here to make in the world. So I think, is that time up for today, Nomsa? Is there anything else we could talk about? What do you reckon? Anything else you want to share or bring up or add in there? Just dance. Where are we? Okay. I think I'm going to wrap up, because I think most of the points I wanted to go with I've said. Just thinking. So, yeah, any thoughts that you've got, just let us know. If there's anything else you'd like us to discuss, or maybe we've missed out on with this topic, or another spin-off topic from this that we could go down, another little avenue, do let us know. And thank you for joining us. And we're here Monday to Friday, 1 till 2. Well, we attempt to be on at 1 o'clock. Sometimes the internet plays us up, but not very often. 1 o'clock, 1 till 2, Monday to Friday. We're always here. As you can see, we're always here. So, God bless you, and become more visible. Time to shine. Time to get your message out there. And enjoy. Okay, cool. I'm just going to... I'm not sure how things are here at the moment, or how I went live, but I am live and I know that. So I'm just going to click a different button and hopefully it'll stop. Okay, see you all again. Take care. Bye.